I see you have an appetite for destruction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Team Liquid Legacy Star League Championship Preliminaries Day 4. I believe it's round 4. We had a discussion on this just before the cast. I am Sale, and with me today is Cat's Paw.
Hello everyone, good to be here again with you.
Alright, so first of all, apologies last week, sincere apologies. Neither of us made it to the cast. Cat's Paw was sick. I was actually here, but I had like a minor emergency come up like 10 minutes before the cast. It was actually really bad. Like I told, like 10 minutes before it started, I checked in. I was like, Tupac, ready to go. Let's do some Brood War, and then boom, could not be here. So that's my bad. It's my bad, guys. But yeah, we're here today.
Yeah, we're here, and thanks to Amazing XKCD for covering for us. Always great to have somebody who can jump in if things aren't going exactly how we wanted them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Huge thanks. Amazing XKCD. I believe he solo casted for like 3.5 hours or something, which was pretty hardcore. So that was nice. Okay, cool. With that, yeah, day 4. I don't want to check Wikipedia yet because I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be spoilers. So we're going to look at that at the end of the cast. And instead we're just going to go straight into some games. As always, we have some lovely TL admins just picking out the best replays for us. And the first game of the day is apparently going to be Naugrim Vs Arcneon. Excellent. 2 names I actually know. Nice.
Yeah, 2 good players, and they have been around for a very long time, although they've been inactive for some time, so it's always good when you find, 2 people who probably played a lot back in the day, but now they're starting kind of again. Pretty interesting to see how they, fight against each other.
Yep, indeed. And, well, the battleground will be Fighting Spirit, so no shenanigans there. I'm ready to go into game number 1. How about you, Catspaw?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Alright, here we go. Fighting Spirit, guys! Day 4. The preliminaries. We're doing
Let's see what we get.
Okay, we're gonna get a ZVP. Excellent. Alright, bottom left. As the yellow Protoss, we will have Arcneon. At the top right, as the white Zerg, we will have TOT Naugrim. Man, I love seeing Templars of Twilight tags. It just makes me feel so happy.
Yeah, it kind of brings you back to the times when Templars of Twilight and PG were the 2 main powerhouses. I think everybody waited for those like clan wars and things like these. Just everybody wanted to see how exactly it would turn out. So definitely interesting to see. I have to say though that I have seen a few games by Arcneon, even like 6 months ago, and he had some pretty decent, like really good macro, pretty good games. So I'm definitely interested in seeing if he's improved. Even upon that, it will be definitely for Naugrim, who has been playing really well, but it's not maybe like the old type results from the Templars of Twilight results. So he's still probably a little bit rusty, but definitely something I'm really keen to seeing.
Yeah, and I'm actually really also happy about this because, as you said, a lot of players a lot of viewers get excited to see these players, and we have had a lot of viewers saying in the past cast, why don't you guys cast some of the big name players and show us what they got. By the way, there has been a 9 pool with a Gastric here from Naugrim, I believe. Unless I'm completely
and
crazy.
Also a gateway first on a position to maybe like make 1 or 2 zealots and then try to go directly for a nexus. So Arcneon, at least for now, doesn't seem to be getting the build order advantage. I think he's actually at a disadvantage in this position.
This is actually really interesting because the way he's... Actually, hold on. See, usually when you go gateway first, expand, you're supposed to do it in a spawn where you can completely wall off with the 3 buildings with just the 1 gap between the pylon and the gateway. But I'm not convinced you can make the forge side on the left. It actually... Maybe you can. I think this position is one of those really weird Broodor walls where it might actually be tight on the left side. But I don't think that pylon is tight on the right side, though. So I think there's going to be 2 gaps in this wall, which against early links could be pretty bad for the Protoss player.
I think it is actually tight. Oh, the probe does die really fast. That's actually pretty bad because Arcneon right now doesn't know if there are more Zerglings incoming or more drones. He definitely didn't want to lose that. I think it is possible to like completely wall it off, but the problem is at this position you want to get down the Nexus. You don't really want to make the Forge first, and yeah, that's what Arcneon is going to go for. But that's balls of steel. I mean, in this moment.
What? Really? Oh my god, he might actually get the Forge in time. He does, and it's tight, right? It is tight.
It is tight.
Nice. Yeah. And is that actually tight on the right side of the pylon too? Wow, that's really amazing. Huh. That's cool. I learned something.
Don't ask me how that's tight. I don't know.
It makes no sense, does it? Oh my god, look at that! Why is that tight on the right of the pylon? And of course, this left of the Forge thing does absolutely not look tight, but this is one of those stupid diagonal things that actually is. So for you budding Protosses out there, that's a trick you can do.
Okay, so at least Arcneon definitely knew what he was kind of like wanting to start, exactly how to wall. He knew the timing perfectly, pretty much, because he put the Forge exactly at the right moment. So I would say that at this point, Naugrim is probably not really happy that he opened with a 9 pull, because he's making drones now, but you know he has one his natural. He's making second expansion.
Looks like Scouting Probe going to get blocked off by some Zerglings here. I think this was also slightly lucky that Arcneon spawned cross-map from Naugrim, because that timing was so tight that if they were close positions, I don't think the Forge would have been built in time, so he might have had to go Forge before Nexus. He might have gone Nexus first only because he knew they were cross positions. And a bit of a mistake here, might lose the Overlord. No, actually I think it's going to be fine, but little bit scary. No, we're good. 43 HP left.
But if there is a Corsair, that's going to die really fast, which is a good thing because then you can scout as well. So,
interestingly, we had another round of Zerglings produced here. Oh, I guess that makes sense because we do have the 3 Zealots now going for the counterattack. But I'm not convinced this was the best idea for Arcneon because they can quite easily get surrounded and trapped in the middle of the map. Looks like Naugrim hesitating a bit. But yeah, with only 3 Zealots here, he's going to lose at least one of them. Just going to sacrifice it, I guess, for a scout, but not actually going to get anywhere.
I think he sacrificed to make sure that the other 2 could get back.
Yeah. But I don't really see the point of the move out here because he obviously knew the other player, Zerg player, had Zerglings. And he could have just postured like in TBZ where he moves out a little bit, shows the Zealots to an Overlord, and scares the Zerg into making Zerglings, and then just comes back without losing anything.
But in a way, because of he forced that many Zerglings, if you look at it, we have a Hydra type of bust, right, from Naugrim. He's not even getting the lair. But if you look at when the Hydra then is started, and you look at the drone saturation, it's barely enough to, I think, to maintain 3 hatcheries producing Hydras. So I think that move out, even though he sacrificed 1 Zealot, actually bought him a lot of time considering the the extra Zerglings instead of drones.
This might actually not necessarily be an all-in. This could be like a 5-hatch Hydra no lair opening. That kind of like wonky opening that is only good on a few maps like Tau Cross, but isn't actually an all-in. It's just kind of weird. I actually really like to see it because the Zerg can get like a lot of units really fast and be really mobile around the map. And this probe, he's not going to get a drone kill, is he? Nice. But he does see the Hydra Den. But I don't think he knows about the 3rd.
I think he probably assumes by now, considering how he scouted that there was another hatchery at the natural being built.
True.
But the second thing, Hydra speed is actually being researched. So I do think this is a strong, maybe not an all-in, but definitely a strong commitment.
Yep. That's fair enough. Interestingly, leg speed upgrade before Templar Archives being built. That's wow. Yeah. Is this like Ser Zealot, like Bisu style? No, but he's not getting +1 air weapons. I don't know what this is.
No. This is just a reaction because he does know that if the Hydras hit really hard, he's not gonna get anything in time except the leg speed. So he probably just wants to have more units to be able to battle the Hydras. And once you get that, you can still get to the Storm and somehow get okay into the mid game.
That's actually really interesting. Yeah, going for the faster leg speed. He's also killed 2 overlords now, so that's going to delay the production by a bit. Finally, the archives is on the way. I would have thought you would try and rush the archives, but I guess you're right. The timing would be a little bit too slow, so maybe getting the leg speed is a little bit safe. Let me have a look here. Yeah, it's almost done. The leg speed upgrade is quite fast. But in the meantime, we do have additional hatcheries. So it was, in fact, 5 hatch and then lair. Actually, I didn't see the exact timing there, but gonna have a ton of larvae to work with, a ton of production. The problem is his hydras are all rallied to the other side of the map, so he's actually losing more overlords for free here, which is not ideal. He's gonna lose 2 more here at the natural before chasing away these corsairs.
Yeah, that's actually doing a lot of more damage than it should, especially because it's just 2 corsairs.
Yep, I mean, look at this, 4 kills already between these two. That's 400 minerals down the drain for the Zerg, finally getting a little bit of static defense. Note that also that he got the close third. This is because he was going for this 5 hatch before lair build. His only anti-corsair defense is Hydralisks with no Scourge, so in order to protect the overlords and prevent any kind of DT shenanigans, he actually needs the bases closer together rather than going for another natural.
Yeah. To be fair though, the interesting thing at this point is, I mean, the Hydra kind of amount, unless you try to make a huge amount of Hydras and trying to contain, maybe then switch to Lurkers, you don't really have any power at this moment as the Zerg, because once Storm is finished, you do need kind of a different answer. Now, Lurker aspect, okay, it started now, so maybe
it's not going to be Storm. It's a 4 DT drop. Except there's no shuttle. Okay, there's a shuttle. There's 4 DTs on the map right now. He forgot the shuttle for a bit, so it's actually going to be a little bit slow, but I guess in the meantime, you can actually just walk the DTs on the map. This is actually really interesting, because obviously with the late lair, actually, Overlord's speed has not even started yet. So if there's only like 1 Overlord, there's no Overlords in the main. They're all at the natural in a big clump, and so the main could actually just get completely blown up before they get back here. Now, Overlord speed has just now started, but that's going to take a really long time to finish. Lurkers, though, as you say, are on the way, but the Prunos doesn't really care because he's playing completely defensive. Look at this. DT drop plus a super fast third. Wow, that's ballsy.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart, because the DT drop definitely is going to like make Naugrim react to try to block it, and at the same time, if he can even delay a little bit longer because of the Corsairs getting 1 or 2 more kills, Naugrim is probably not going to try to make a strong counter, because at that time there's going to be cannons and probably Storm, right? Okay, so High Templars are coming out, and Storm, okay, Storm is not done yet, so maybe he won't have enough Hydras anyway to kind of bust.
I mean, even if he tries, he's got an Overlord there, so 1 DT would basically stop him in his tracks, and there is actually 1 more DT in production here, I think. Looks like actually it might have been... Oh, no, there it is. It already spawns. Yeah. You see, the 1 DT basically completely stops his attack, and now he goes for the drop. Okay, he's got 3 DTs in the shuttle. There's 1 actually waiting outside the natural. How much damage is this going to do? There's no Overlord morphing. The speed for the Overlords is almost done, though, but he could potentially just kill all the drones before the Zerg realizes what's happening. Looks like now the Hydra's going to go for this ramp. It's going to be almost impossible to break up onto the high ground. Oh god. Oh god, drones! He's probably microing the Hydras right now. He's paying attention to the Hydras, not paying attention to the main base! The drones are being completely slaughtered!
Yeah, the third is going to be defended without too much trouble. Zealots are going to destroy those Hydras. Okay, he does react in the main pretty fast, actually. Wow. Considering he was actually microing, but oh no, okay, that lair shouldn't die, but that's maybe not the best idea. You could probably try to get that lair.
Yeah, I mean, he could have at least tried to hide 1 DT in the corner or something. I don't think it was necessary to just attack like that, but maybe he realized it wouldn't be able to do anything. But now look at this. The constant counterattack from Naugrim actually getting Lurkers in position, and the cannons have all fallen, which is really nice. If he can't actually deal with this, he's going to need to wait for another Storm or something to actually deal with this Lurker.
Finished. So the cannon will actually...
okay. And there you go. Oh wow, it's even in range of that one. That's nice.
Yeah, but another Lurker trying to go for the other side, but a shuttle that was just flying out actually spots it.
Very lucky. Wait, where's the shuttle? Oh, there it is. Okay, going for a storm drop looks like this time. But yeah, between those 3 DTs, they got 12 drone kills in the main. And you can see right now there's still only a handful of drones mining, so a pretty big hit to Naugrim. But luckily for him, look at how many hatcheries he has. He has 7 hatcheries already. So basically 1 round of drone production can basically immediately replenish that drone line. That's one of the benefits of going for the 5 hatch opening, is you just have so many larvae to work with.
I mean, that's good, but the only problem is that he does need he needs a plan for later. Now, so far, he's got a massive Hydra force, but like 2, maybe 3 good storms, that's all gone.
Yep.
So...
Oh, The snipe!
Oh, the High Templar, that was a bad one. I had like a lot of energy. I think only one storm, but still.
Oh, and there's a decent storm, gets 4 of the Hydra. All his units are kind of stuck behind his own wall here. The Hydra's actually now going in, but there's another storm. I don't think this is going to work.
Nah, definitely not. I don't know why he went for that. I mean, I would understand that trying to go for the third even maybe looked a little bit better, although there's also High Templar there, so... Really, Naugrim is, like, he's falling apart, and Arcneon is really, like, he's moving now to drop, so he didn't have to wait, actually, until the battle was finished. He was probably not sure that he could be multitasking well enough both locations. But if he gets another good, like, drone... Although there is 1,000 minerals for Naugrim, so he does have the opportunity to really drone extremely fast.
Wow, a lot of minerals and gas, in fact, which is interesting. Also interesting to me is that Arcneon's already getting the Templar energy upgrade, getting that quite fast. That's interesting. That's a very... It seems to be a very polarizing upgrade for Protoss players. Some Protoss players basically never get it, even in an hour-long game, and then some Protoss players just get it immediately, like Arcneon. I mean, this is really early to be getting it, even if you do want the upgrade. I don't know if it can necessarily do the most damage here. Looks like there was actually a Storm Drop in the Zerg's Natural that I missed. 9 kills from the 2 High Templar.
Still going strong.
Oh my god, he gets 3 extra drones and a Hydra and Archon for him. That's pretty baller.
Ooh. Now, that being said, I mean, looking at this, I have to say that Naugrim did manage to get another base more, and if he is able just to stabilize a little bit, he could get back into this.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because he's still got complete... Well, it's funny, I was going to say he's got map control, but that's more because Arcneon doesn't feel like leaving his base yet, because he's just too busy harassing and whatnot, and it looks like getting doing the good old gateway explosion in his main base. So yeah, just gonna turtle up a little bit here. Maybe mass up another round or 2 of units and then move out. Although he is gathering here at the front to get ready to move out.
He has very few High Templars, I think, and it's only like 2 or 3 High Templars right now. So
yeah,
even though his army is pretty big, even though his army is actually really big, I think you have to be careful. Hydras are actually really efficient in these kind of engagements where there's only like Zealots and Dragoons. So, and also, wow, and a pretty big lurker building system here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lurkers?
Yeah, that is a lot of lurkers. It's going to be a very strong Hydra lurker force here, and as you said, with a low Templar count, that could be quite dangerous. He does have a good number of Dragoons, which will certainly help. I guess it all comes down to the engagement angle here, whether the Zerg gets a flank, how good the spread is on the units. Of course, when you have a lot of lurkers and you have them like all in one control group, it's very easy to just pile them in and have, you know, 5 lurkers stormed by a single storm. But it looks like the Protoss army, though, moving its way over here. I like the fact that he only sent a couple of units and is leaving the main army to intercept the Zerg as it comes in. You see, it's going to come in a line from the top, so you can get some decent storms off. Although the High Templar in the back are actually not being controlled at all. Looks like random storms. He had a good opportunity there, but really poor engagement angle for the Protoss. Oh my god, Arcneon completely destroyed here.
Oh man, that's like, he has a very high supply count.
Yeah.
The only problem is that he basically lost like half of his army, and then like didn't have anything to even storm while he was retreating. So Naugrim is getting back into this, and pretty well.
Man, he had 4 High Templar trailing in the back. Presumably they were reinforcements from the gateway, and he just did not see them at all until they were all dead, and he stormed like 1 Hydra with 4 Templar. So that was a pretty huge thing. I thought he was going to make a good play there, because I thought he was going to catch the Zerg in the middle of the map while the Zerg wasn't paying attention, but it turned out he was the one that just wasn't paying attention himself.
And also, Hive is just finished, so...
Agreed.
And Crack is started right away, so definitely Naugrim really remembering those good old sayings about the Zerg, which is get to Hive and make cracklings.
Works every time, man.
Especially against like this kind of build that so far Arcneon has been going, which is mostly like no Archons basically. That's like the real thing that you should probably have at this stage. We still see basically Zealot Dragoon, although High Templar is now in a pretty much higher number.
I guess part of it is the fact that he lost a whole bunch of High Templar before, because, you know, in general, in those engagements, you try and at least save some of your more expensive units, like the High Templar, and then you just pull them back and you make them into Archons once they've used their storms, but he just lost everything immediately, so not a chance for that. It looks like the 6 o'clock expansion gonna get denied, and Yeah, Naugrim went from being I would say definitely being behind after that DT drop to now being a really commanding position.
I think also this was probably a mistake more on Arcneon's side, which is he made that drop, he made actually some damage, but he didn't follow up with enough pressure so that the Zerg would have to keep making units. So basically, it's kind of, yeah, it's good, but if you don't manage to keep the pressure on, they can still rebuild the economy really, really fast.
Yep, absolutely. Meanwhile, one Crackling just going to town, killing every single cannon here at the top left. I don't know if those are cancelled. I'm pretty sure those are not actually being cancelled because he's not paying attention. Or maybe he is, but he's losing quite a bit of money just from this one Zergling. Look at this guy go! He's just killing everything here. This guy's a baller. What a beast!
That's it, and it's all like it has 0 attack upgrades. Okay? It still does so much damage.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. Naugrim went for the range upgrade. He's got +2 range attack and no melee. That's really good for mid game, but not so good for late game, obviously, when you want to switch to, you know, Ling Ultra. Well, Lurker Ling Ultra, I guess, if you can afford it. Oh god. Come on, Storm! There's so much clumping! Just storm everything! You have so many Templars, man! Ah, the storms! Oh god, all the Zerg units are clumped. The storms, though, were not the best.
And what the hell? He just lost like I think 80 supply, and he's at 175. How does that work?
Oh my god! Wait, what? Man, the macro though. You're right.
I told you he was good in macro.
That's actually pretty insane. You're right. He's basically maxed again, even though he lost that army.
Yeah.
I find it also kind of ironic that he basically rushed for the Templar energy upgrade, and he's kind of not done very many good storms this game.
I have to say though that this really looks. Now it looks really bad for Naugrim, of course, but I think the main problem is, apart from the upgrades that you mentioned, I think he didn't get like defilers, right?
I have not seen a defiler on the map yet. I have finally seen the first few Archons on, in the army, aside from those two that morphed behind the drone line, behind the mineral line earlier on. But yeah, this base looks like it's definitely going to fall. Interestingly, there's already a Nexus built at the bottom right inside that base anyway, so don't know what's going on there. But I don't know how a probe even got there. Maybe from a shuttle? I think he had a shuttle that was like ferrying probes around here at the bottom. But somehow the Protoss has just like sneakily taken both corner expansions.
I have to say though that Arcneon has to be a little bit careful, because right now he's got only the third really mining. Like, he does have more Nexi, but he doesn't have anything like mining actually from them.
Yeah, it's true. He's going to need to transfer some of these probes over ASAP, but he's got some Zerg units sitting in the way, so we're going to be a little bit careful about that as well.
He's still like massively ahead, and don't get me wrong, it's just that you should probably fix that problem.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, still no Defiler map. Basically no Hive Tech aside from the Cracklings. Hopefully he at least got like the attack upgrades or something. I don't actually...
Yeah, he was getting them, but I think he only got one.
See,
that being said...
He stopped getting the range upgrades, so his upgrades are a little bit wonky now. But he's got 2-2 on these Hydras at least, but they're gonna have to back up. This Protoss army is looking really, really scary.
Yeah. I mean, Naugrim, I don't think he can actually stop this. Maybe he can get, like, even if he gets a very good, like, trade and Arcneon pushes, like, away because he doesn't want to fight it, I don't think he can actually win this. Oh
god, the storms are coming out. They're not hitting that much, but it's okay, they don't need to because the rest of the army is way too big. 193 supply against 102 only right now. And just a good number of goons just shooting from the back. Looks like a lot of Zealots hanging back, not taking the full splash damage from the Lurkers. But we do have a fight coming in. The Crackling's coming in from the backside. And most of the Storms have been used, but it doesn't really matter here. Just not enough units coming out from Naugrim.
I mean, at this point, this is really a game about numbers, and I don't really know what exactly Naugrim could do to get back in this, because he really doesn't have, even he's starting to get like completely mined out.
Yeah.
So,
and no more a big bank to fall back on. He's down to 80 supply. The Protoss happily got his corner bases. He's got some probes over the top left now. Still looks like he's going to transfer to the bottom right. There's nothing to block these probes either. So he's going to be completely fine. Probe's taking an interesting route here through the middle of the map. But yeah, Naugrim looks like he's on his last legs. He's going to lose this fresh expansion at the 12. Going to go back to his original 3, of course. since he lost all those drones earlier, he's actually not quite mined out yet, but he's extremely low. Oh no, sorry, there is a defiler out here. It's at the 3rd. I just haven't seen an actual defiler yet.
Oh, I think it was really, really late. We also see a shuttle flying at the bottom, trying probably to go to the 3rd.
Oh yeah, yeah. Looks like it. Oh, finally a defiler at the top left here for the engagement. That's actually doing a pretty good job here.
Yeah.
With the Doug's 4, manages to clean up a lot of these units. And once again, the Protoss army seems to just have gone. It went and killed the 12 o'clock, and then it just sort of disappeared. I don't know where the Protoss army went. But he's got a decent number of reinforcements coming out. He must have so many probes right now because supply stays so high all the time.
He's at 85 probes.
Storm drop at the 3. No. Oh. Where's he going? Oh, Scourge coming in.
Scourge!
Scourge.
Come on.
Scourge. He can be a baller and like storm the Scourge.
Oh,
never mind.
Attention. I have to say that you were mentioning, yeah, there's 86. Okay, he's still making probes.
He's got 86 and he's just still making them? Oh my god. This actually reminds me of, like, in Broodor strategy forums, you know when beginners start playing, they're like, when should I stop making workers? And everyone's always like, if you have to ask that question, you should never stop making workers.
Yeah.
But obviously that's like, you shouldn't take that literally. You should just make like 200 supply of workers. That doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure he needs to stop making probes right now.
I mean, look at his 3rd, man.
Okay, pro party.
Okay, we do have some lurkers trying to break these cannons, and it's actually being extremely efficient with this, because not really too many units are falling, and if he does actually manage to break this position, that would actually leave Arcneon with only 1 mining base. And although at this point Naugrim is pretty much mined out, he is taking another base as well, so...
I think this would actually be hilarious if Arcneon loses because he has too much supply and probes and just can't make units. He's like, why is my army so small? I don't understand. Oh my god, he's actually busted in here. I didn't think that was possible. A couple of orbs coming, but that's not going to do anything. Meanwhile, the army in the middle of the map is really small, and it's mostly Templar. Those aren't even storming. They're not doing anything. He's going to lose a lot of High Templar for free here in the middle of the map. Arcneon just all over the place. I don't know what he's thinking right now, what he's doing. The only good thing for him is that the Zerg is barely mining as well.
Yeah, at least that's good.
Oh, and somehow the Protoss army actually doesn't die because Protoss is OP.
Oh, and some drones trying to go like through the middle. You know, they're like, oh, there's a swarm there. That's fine. We can go through.
Hey man, Swarm is our team, right? Let's do it. Oh my god, this pro party at the 9 just makes me so happy. I wish I actually saw the moment where they unstacked from the minerals, because it's so funny to watch that.
Unfortunately, it wasn't that epic, but yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, well...
So, wait a second, 88 probes, 89. Oh, and he's still making them! Dude, I mean, if you get to like 100 probes, that means that you can get like a max supply of 100, right? Now,
yep.
I don't know how good is my math, but if you can get like 50 supply of cracklings, I think you can still beat 100 supply of Protoss units.
Oh, but there's the GG from Naugrim. The infinite probe spam was too much for him. Oh dear. Alright. So, oops. Sorry about that. That is game number 1, going to Arcneon. Of course, these are all best of 3s, so, looks like, we are in fact going to go into the second game of the series. Excellent, excellent. So it looks like, continues to be an interesting series between these two. Anyone want to take bets on how many probes Arcneon will make in this game? Did he hit 90 that game, or was it like 89?
89.
89 probes. All right, any takers on 90 this game?
He was still producing them, so there was a chance for more.
There's a chance.
I
Nice.
mean, in a way, if you think about it, when you're actually like playing this late game and you have so many probes in just one base, you don't really remember that, right? So you don't usually transfer the right amount of probes and things like these. So, I mean, it's definitely something that you can like forget if you're getting harassed and you're losing probes. That's something that happens quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just easy, like, yeah, if you just lose track and all your probes are at one base, it's so easy to just glance at your mineral lines and just be like, well, I clearly need more probes, I'll just make some. And oftentimes at that situation, like Zerg's been lurker dropping you, and like you've just randomly lost probes, so you don't feel like you have a lot of probes, or you feel like you shouldn't have a lot of probes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
All right, well, let me host up game number 2, which will be on Neo Medusa, a very interesting map for PvZ.
I gotta say, man, I was playing this map like yesterday. I still don't understand exactly how the pathing works on this map. It's I can't get it right.
Dude,
Oh, man.
you need to just you need to just rally everything to just outside your natural and just deal with the annoyance of everything clumping up really close, like in that spot, and just like take everything out manually.
I actually figured out a better way, which is basically make air units. Just, make scouts if you have to. Just
nice. Dude, mass Sarah Carrier like we saw the other day. I mean, that's the solution.
Exactly.
All right, sweet. So, game number 2 on Neo Medusa. Naugrim versus Arcneon, the rematch. Here we go.
All right, let's go.